What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric the Cosmic Wizard, and this is Cosmic Tarot. This is going to be a Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus video. Alright, y'all, so finally took the braids down, and I'm just going to rock the natural for a few days until I get my hair braided again. So that's what is going on with my head right now. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for being part of this channel. As always, this is a Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus video that is general. So please eat the meat, spit out the bones, take what resonate, and leave the rest behind. All right, we're getting started. Thank you guys. Ace of Wands in reverse. So there has been a delay, some type of creative block that's been happening. Ooh. Strength here. Strength just flew out with the Page of Swords and the Queen of Wands in reverse. So there could be people here, two people here trying to suppress you. This Page of Swords and this Queen of Wands in reverse with the Strength card. This could be a Gemini, Aquarius, Libra energy, and a Aries, Leo, Sag energy here. Not necessarily have to be. But there are two people here, two possibly feminine energies here who are trying to suppress you in some way, shape, or form. Because look how this person is using their strength to like keep the alligator's mouth shut. There could be two people here who are definitely trying to suppress something that you're trying to say or something that you're trying to do. Like there could be people trying to block you for some reason. Justice in the reverse. Yeah, for some reason people are like, I don't know. You could have two people who are against whatever it is that you're trying to create or manifest with this Ace of Wands here. Like the way it came flying out, like there's definitely someone here who sees your potential and they could be threatened or they could feel threatened by it. Doesn't necessarily have to be bad. It could be like, let's say a parent who's afraid for their child to move out of state or do something. The Sun in reverse. There's a lot of draining energy here. We have the Seven of Wands. So I feel like with the Seven of Wands, you have been very defensive of what it is that you want. And it's created it's been draining your energy. I feel like there's been a lot of energy put into stopping you, trying to keep you from getting this achievement here. Whatever this is, there's two people at least that are trying to block your bag. King of Swords at the bottom of the deck and the Hierophant here. There's a lot of people. This could be work. I feel like this is at work. The Page of Swords here, it seems like it could be work. Someone could be looking you up on social media. Someone could be trying to follow you, like you, whatever it is that they're trying to do. There is a blockage here when it comes to these two. The Four of Cups. Yeah, someone's trying to get you to feel. This is crazy. And then the Death card is transformation here. Four of Cups and the Death card here. I feel like there's a situation here where people don't want you to, or didn't want you to be successful. They didn't want to see you prosper. They didn't want to see you come up. But despite the odds, you push through it. Like these people trying to like take something from you only made you want it that even more. Like, yes, it was draining. Yes, it was time consuming. Yes, it did cost you some sleepless nights perhaps. But at the end of the day, like no one's going to stop you from getting what you want. Like this could be a promotion. This could be a whatever. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see what this Ace of Wands in reverse is. Because it's giving me like this is something that you were trying to do. Like this is like action, spark, energy. The divine spark is within you. So you have a very divine nature. And yeah, someone could be trying to stop that. The Emperor in reverse. This is giving like boss energy, someone who is in charge. There could be someone trying to, you could be a natural born leader, or you, and when I mean like natural born leader, I'm not saying like in charge of other people. I'm saying someone who is in charge of themselves, like someone who knows themselves deeply, you know, very sovereign within one's feelings and stuff. And I feel like this is someone, maybe for a long time, you felt like disempowered, or you may have felt like you didn't have much control in your life. Like maybe things just happened out of, I don't know, just necessity, or like you were living out of survival mode for like a very long time here. And with this Ace of Wands and this Emperor, is like you haven't been able to really express and do the things that you want to do, and like really show up as your authentic boss self. And like there's two people particularly. This could be a like at work, or this could be like, let's say even like a mom, like a very overbearing, kind of like hyper fixated mother who's like really fixated on like on your life, or you know, very just involved in like your day-to-day interactions with like your coworkers, your friends. Like this is like the mom that wants to be like the best friend, and she like inserts herself like a helicopter parent almost. But it's like, you know, this person's very dramatic is like a good word to put it. Like this is someone who is like, you know, they're very dramatic, but also like they're very, like this is someone who, if you were a kid, this was the mom who always like corrected you, always told you what to do, like wanted you to be like, you know, the perfect little angel, like, you know, don't do this, don't do that, this, that, this, that. And like you never really got to like really learn who you are. You know what I mean? Like it's just, you don't really feel like in charge of yourself. Like you always default to someone else's opinion about you, or someone else's like, you know, what they think they should do. Like, mom, like, how do I do this? Like, how do I boil water? Like, you know, it's like your sense of authority within yourself was like not fortified. Yeah, the Emperor, the Six of Swords here. Yeah. The Empress and the Six of Swords in reverse here. So like I said, yeah, this is very much giving like someone like a very nurturing parent who's like overstepped boundaries. Like they're very involved. Like they're very involved, and they don't know how to detach themselves from your energy here. And so because of this, like you become very defensive, right? Like in your adult life. So when you go to work, every little criticism feels like an attack. Every little thing that someone says or does to you feels like a personal attack. You know, hey, you know, good job on the report, but you're like, what do you mean? Like, you, instead of like just taking the good parts and just like, you know, acknowledging the bad parts and like working on them, it's like all you can think about is like the bad things that people say about you, and you don't really recognize any of the good stuff here. To me, that's what the Sun in reverse is. There is a lot of life, a lot of vitality, but the perception and the perspective of it is off in some kind of way, if that makes sense. But there's definitely like those two people, it's given like a mom and sister. Like that's just the vibe I'm getting. Take it how it resonates. It's like that kind of duo of like the overbearing mom, and then like the perfect sister or the perfect sibling who did everything right, and then like you are the one that like kind of like either Like either you were the one that they like hyper focused on, because there's always like that one child that the parents like hyper focused on, either like the oldest or the youngest, or you could be the one that was like you're either the golden child or the black sheep, because they both kind of get treated similar. There's been a lot of suffering, a lot of agony here. Like these people aren't even happy themselves. I feel like you can't be happy trying to micromanage someone else's life. That's a good word. Yes, this is the parent that tries to micromanage their adult children's lives still. Like, I don't think they do it with money. I think they do it with guilt. This is the guilt tripping. This is because the Queen of Wands came out in reverse. This is definitely like the guilt tripping kind of energy here. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, so this, unfortunately, like that dynamic is carried on into like your adult work life because of all those unhealed, I guess you could say traumas or whatever. Necessarily has to be like traumatic. It isn't like a super. It doesn't have to be like anything that's like super like, you know, Tyler Perry-esque 11/11, like, you know, super extreme. This could just be like a lot of families function like this, where there's like the parents who are just very involved, and it comes from a place of genuine love. Like, it's not like these are like cruel, evil people. This is just at a very, like, you just have an opinionated mom. Like, my mom is very passive, and she's very like offhands, which I wish she was a little more like this. Honestly, I really could have used a little bit more of this growing up. Maybe not to like the extreme that you may have received, but like take it from somebody who has been on the complete other side of like the avoidant, detached parents. You feel completely anxious and like, just, what am I supposed to be doing all the time? Because there's no one to guide you, because they are like caught up in their own shit. It's like having parents who are like just there but not really there, you know. And like your parents were just like always there, or someone was always there. Someone is always up your ass. That's what it could have felt like. Like it's like you could never do anything right. Like you were always wrong. Like this was always wrong. Like you didn't do this right. You didn't do this right. Or even wouldn't even let you try to do things out of fear of you messing it up. Like, you know what I mean? It could have been like oh, here, let me do that because, you know, I don't want you to mess it up. Or, oh, let me do this because I don't want you to do this. It was like you could never do anything. And it's not because they didn't think you could do anything right. It was just like, you know, in their way of like protecting you or something. Mouth is dry. I don't know why my mouth is so dry. I keep fucking drinking. Probably because the air is dry. It's so dry outside. I think because it's so cold now. But this has like really affected you in like the workspace as well, with the Three of Cups in reverse. You're not someone who really likes big group projects because of this, because you like your sense of I'm really trying to get into the psychology of who you are right now, because I want you to understand the importance of how your unresolved childhood issues impact our day-to-day lives as adults, because we will start to find ourselves in situations that almost mirror what we went through as children. Like, for example, I was the oldest, or I am, I can't say was, I still am. I'm the oldest, and I grew up in a very dysfunctional family where like there was a lot of people who were unable to really figure it the fuck out. So I had to take it upon myself to really be the initiative person here. Like, I remember just certain little things. Like, for example, so if you wanted to cook, like there would always be dishes in the sink. Like there was never like a schedule of like who washes dishes or anything. But I would always take it upon myself to wash the dishes, because I couldn't cook in the kitchen if there was like dishes in the sink. Like for some reason, I can't cook in the. My kitchen has to be clean before I can cook. Like this is always how I've been. And so growing up in a house where there's like, you know, 5 other people, but no one seems to be interested in like, you know, certain little things. And like my room was always, not to brag, but like my room was always like the tidiest. Like, you know, I'm not a messy person, but I do have like a lot of little knickknacks, and like I keep every little thing. Like I'm almost like a collector almost. And so I just have a lot of stuff always around, and I would always organize it. I put my papers in like certain places. Like, you know, I was just very organized, and I always like to have things like in a certain way. Like I didn't like things just sitting out. I took very good care of like my toys and things. Like I wouldn't just, like my brothers would just like, there would be something, oh, this used to always irritate me. Like there would be shit all over the ground, right? Just like stuff. And they would just step on it. Like there could be something on the like a toy or something. He would just step on it. I'm like, don't you see that? Like you're just gonna like, you're not gonna try to move your foot around it. You're not gonna try to pick it up. You're gonna like step on it. Like that would just blow my mind. Like they just literally like did not care. And you grow up like that, and you start to like normalize that shit. But as you get older, and you like realize when you go to your friend's house. By the way, I was the only one that ever really ventured out of like the actual family dynamic. None of my brothers went away to school. None of my sisters, well, my sister on my dad's side, they did. But I'm talking about my mom's side specifically, the ones that I grew up with day to day. My brothers on my dad's side, they were more like weekend and holiday. You know what I mean? Like that's when I saw my dad. But the ones that I saw every day, none of them, like they just gave up on themselves, it feels like. They really just don't try. Like, I can't describe it, but because I was like, this is crazy, I don't like living like this, I found myself, you know, in a position at a work environment that was very much like this, where there was people who were kind of just like whatever, like laissez-faire, whatever, and I was like, this isn't right, like this isn't like cool. They were like, and then this is like very people who were just already defeated and apathetic, and I'm like, I've never let my circumstances like defeat me. You know what I mean? Like and I feel like you have that spirit as well, where like despite people who are maybe like not actively trying to put you down, but just like they're not actively building you up either. Like they're just very, you know, like I don't just take a second to just like, if you have siblings where you just like, and I see so much potential in my brothers and sister, and they're just like not doing shit with their lives. In my opinion, the second oldest, he's doing really good. Actually, he's doing good. He has a stable job. You know, he has his own place. He's able to maintain his life. But you know, we go over to his house, and like, you know, there's just a mattress on the floor, and this is a 30-year-old man, and it's just clothes and like, you know, bags. I'm not trying to talk shit. I'm just saying this is just how we grew up. He's mimicking that shit again, you know, and it's just like, you know, dude, like, you know, I know you don't have a lot of extra money, but like, you know, I didn't pay shit for these couches. I got these couches off of fucking Facebook Marketplace and fucking sanitize them, disinfected and all that shit outside. I will fucking scrap. I go to craft stores. I go to fucking secondhand thrift shops to get my furniture and stuff, because first of all, I'm not gonna spend a whole bunch of money on, you know, I don't know. I'm just not gonna spend a whole bunch of money on that kind of stuff, especially if I'm just renting. Like when I get my house, then yeah, maybe I'll go out and buy like all the expensive shit. Even then, I'm like, you know what I mean? But I'm just not like that. And I'm trying to tell you all this to be like, there's just certain things that like I just don't. People either respond to parents who are very like all up in your face, trying to make you do everything in two different ways. Either you kind of like conform, kind of like maybe I probably would have, or you just completely reject, and then like you just become this, you know, just very apathetic, don't really give a shit kind of person, kind of like my siblings, and that scares the shit out of me. That scares me, because that's how I grew up. It's like people, and like we had mattresses, we had fucking box springs and like bed rails. So I'm just like, why are you sleeping on the, like, it just blows my mind. I just cannot believe that. I just anyway. But then again, you know, sometimes there's a lot of shit going on with people. Some people just don't give a fuck. They just don't give a fuck. Anyway, to say all this to say that, you know, I feel like you have really overcame a lot. You really overcame a lot here when it comes to, I'm just losing my train of thought now. Knight of Wands here in reverse. So I feel like this is a message of, you got to get your passion back. You got to figure out how you're going to stop this negative, apathetic feeling from growing within you. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like, that took me to sorry, but that just took me on a whole different thing. I'm sorry, guys. I really apologize. I got caught up in that story. Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Eight of Wands. So I feel like there's a lot of people here who are trying to humble you. People who want to see you fall. People who are like intimidated by your success. You know, these people use their traumas as excuses to continue to like live the way that they do. And because you are trying to like better yourself, you somehow impose a threat. Because now it's making them feel like, well, damn, if Gemini can, like, you know, get out the mud, if Gemini can, you know, figure it the fuck out, why can't I do it? You know, what's stopping me? And so instead of looking at you as inspiration, they start to, like, almost, not envy, but like envy, but more like despise. It's like they want to see you fall. Because they'd rather see you fall than rise to the occasion. It's like, well, see, I knew they couldn't make it. If I couldn't make it, they could make it. See, but they never tried, and you refuse to stop trying. You know what I mean? Like, you will never give up on yourself because you believe in yourself in like some very like high amount, which I applaud. Always believe in yourself, even if it feels delusional. You have to believe in your dreams so fucking much that it seems delusional to others. I think that's a quote I saw. Hold on. I really think I saw that quote somewhere. I know I fucking, something like that though. It's in my contact thingy. What's it at? Oh, what does it say? It says the entire point of life. The entire point of life is to take chances on dreams that seem crazy to most, but feel like destiny to you. Yeah. Kind of close. Same thing though, but it's like you, whatever it is that, you know, someone's trying to block, like these people may not be saying it, they may be energetically feeling it. You know, you're doing something here that a lot of people may not agree with. You could have ideas that people don't like. You know, we are in Mercury retrograde season from the 9th, which was yesterday, till the 29th. So that's what, 20 days, damn near 3 weeks. You know, just really, yeah, someone is trying to like, this is like a hater. You got some haters around you. They don't have to be relatives. They could just be, you know, there's a lot of just like familiar energy here. When I say familiar, I just mean like energy like that reminds you of like people from your past. And that's, again, subconsciously to help you break these patterns and to really affirm that you have moved on and that you are not the same kid from wherever you fucking come from. And, you know, just because you grew up a certain way, trust me, the way I grew up is not the way I live. And that's not even like a diss to the way I grew up, because I grew up pretty, I mean, I grew up okay. I can't say that, you know, I would never beat, or, you know, my parents didn't beat on us and none of that kind of stuff. But, you know, there was definitely a lot of Four of Cups and the Five of Swords here. So yeah, someone is like got you all in your head. trying to make you feel disconnected from what it is that you want. But all it's doing is just making you, it's just affirming how much you really need to continue to do what you're doing. And like we have death here. So this is definitely transformation. So maybe your plans have undergone some type of modification. Queen of Swords and the Four of Coins in reverse. Someone is hell-bent on being in control. Being in control of you. This feels like a job. This feels like a family member. But it feels like someone here really wants to control the outcome of your life. And I think it's because you doing what you do, it creates it puts a spotlight on all the shit that they haven't done yet. And they don't like that. So instead of them actually trying, like I said, instead of someone trying, they'd rather stop you. Instead of focusing on building themselves up, instead of focusing on getting what they want in life, they'd rather stop you from getting what you want. That way, none of you all, it's like, they'd rather see you lose because they feel like a loser than both of you win. Justice in reverse. Yeah, there's like this, no, this person could fuck off because this isn't going to happen. Yeah, you are, you're getting balance restored through this ego death, through this cutting out these people, through not talking to certain people, to not letting certain energies in your field anymore. Certain lovers, certain family members, certain people at work. Just taking a step back from them can open up your energies field to like allow in so much more light. And you just gotta like, I don't want to say go with the flow. I'm gonna do it real quick. 8 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, like this is someone who is very hesitant. Like you've really stifled yourself. You've really held yourself back. 2 of Cups in reverse here. Yeah, this is like mirrored energy here, but like it's like like even in relationships, like your romantic life has been affected by, like everything stems back from your childhood, which is the most cliche thing to say. And I know psychology and tarot kind of seem like they're not really all that compatible, but I can really see a person here who grew up where their parents or their guardians or whomever was someone who was a little domineering, and because of that, you may have tendencies to shut down. You may have tendencies where you feel like you don't know what to do, and you really had to overcome that and really like push yourself to be more what's the word? Not different, but more sovereign. Sovereign's a word I keep hearing lately. More sovereign, more autonomy within oneself. Like you've really had to push yourself to really take back control of your feelings, your emotions. You know, like I control how I feel. I don't let other people's opinions or thoughts, you know, or what they say affect my emotional state, because only I have that kind of control over me. And this 9 of Pentacles here in reverse is you really fighting to be more independent and to be more, you know, in control of yourself. I feel like you are a very crafty person, meaning like you know how to be very creative, you know how to get shit done, Gemini. You know how to turn $1 into 50. You know how to take nothing and make something. You know how to put the pieces together here. And there's somebody here who, yeah, this Queen of Wands. I'm telling you, this is that mother energy or this older woman figure. There's someone here who they feel threatened by you somehow, shape or form. Take it how it resonates. Even though this could be even though your mom loves you, she could feel threatened by your freedom, by your spontaneity, because she couldn't be like that. She had to be repressed or suppressed somehow. Five of Coins here. Yeah. She had to be like that. And so maybe she wants you to be like that. You know, this is given like a traditional mom also with traditional values. Someone who has maybe like traditional values, they're not very open-minded, they're not very like, you know, or someone who is just, like I said, completely this is just someone who just like, it's like either you could do no wrong or you could do no right. You know, to them you could do no right, but to the world you could do no wrong. You know what I mean? This is the kind of mom, like, don't you dare say anything bad about my baby, but then behind closed doors it's like, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, but no one else can critique you but them. It's given that kind of energy as well. And this Ace of Coins, someone is really trying to stop you from getting some type of prosperity. These people want you to be in your head. This person is like, I mean, they're not going to win. You're going to get what you're going to get it. It's just that this person wants you to feel like you're not. This person wants you to think that you can't achieve your goals. This person wants you to feel like, or these people want you to feel like you need to second guess yourself all the time. You need to ask their permission, ask their advice. You know, this is the parent who wants you to come, you know, talk to, well, why didn't you talk to me before you did this? I could have got you a better rate on your car loan. Why didn't you do this before I could have? And then it's like, I just want to do something on my own, for my own self. Like, this is the, you know, and I think that's a lot of the reason why my mom ended up moving out of town for like 10 years, because this energy that I'm describing, like the Queen of Wands, that sounds like my grandma. Like, you know, like very wants things to be done her way, very loving, but like in her own way, which sometimes feels like a slight. Like, yeah, Eight of Swords, limited beliefs. You got to shake these limited beliefs about yourself, these fears, these, I can't do this, I'm not going to be successful with this project's not going to work out, this isn't going to go my way. Like, you keep getting the leadership card. You got the Emperor, you have the King of Wands here in reverse. You need to change your perception of yourself, because the King of Wands is still the King of Wands, even in reverse. Because the energy is still there, it's just the modality needs to be shifted. Just like the Emperor here. Just like the Sun here, the Nine of Coins. You have really good cards. You have everything that's really good in the center. It's just your perception of yourself is what's holding you back. You have the Sun in reverse. That means you are, in my opinion, you know, you're focused on the things that are going wrong, the few things that are going wrong, instead of the many things that are going right. Did you hear that candle? You're focused on the few things that are going wrong instead of the many things that are going right. I said it twice because it's important. You have the Nine of Pentacles here in reverse, which means you do have abundance. You do have success. You do have everything that you could ever desire at your fingertips, but you're focused on the things that you don't have, the few 5 things that you don't have. That seems like it's the end of the world. Maybe your money is a little funny for right now, but you know you got something coming your way. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but you know something is changing, and you know that it's coming with this Knight of Wands here too. You have so much going right for you if only you would just see that, instead of looking at what these people have conditioned you to see the 5 little things that aren't going perfectly, okay? You know what? I lost 4 subs over the weekend. Not to mention that I'm still up 15 from last week. But them 4 subs that I lost, right, because my numbers went down. Maybe this was someone who just didn't like the content. Maybe this is someone who didn't think this is what it was supposed to be for. Maybe this channel's not for them. And that is okay. But I'm giving you a real life example. I was at 1720 last Sunday. This Sunday, I was like at 1736 or 5, right? But like Friday, I was like at 1739. I was trying to get to 1740. and I started going down over the weekend. I lost 4 subs. And do you know, I like almost took myself to like a, man, fuck it, I don't even want to do da. Just because I lost 4 subs, not realizing that I had already gained 16, which is, ooh, but like to me that's a lot, because when I was staggering for months at 300, 800, going up and then going back down, yeah, that's a pretty fucking big deal to me. So instead of me being like, yay, I had to change the narrative, I'd be like, you know what? Okay, those are 4 people who just aren't aligned with you, and that's fine. But you found 16 more people that do like your content, that the messages are reaching. And when I looked at it that way, when I changed my perception, I went from the sun in reverse to the sun upright, because there were 16 more new people that I got to reach, and who will be impacted and who can help impact me as well. You know? So you have all the things here that can make your life glorious if you just change your perception. If you focus on what you have. That act of gratitude is so important, y'all. It's so important. So fucking important here. You are the King of Wands. You just have to change your perception of yourself. You've been conditioned by these low vibrational people to keep you held back. And because it happened so early on in your life, it's harder to shake. This isn't something that, you know, this is like a part of your core identity with this 8 of Swords here. And the Death card and the Justice card is letting me know that you are working on bringing in balance to that. There is an imbalance that you need to work on. It's how you see yourself. It's how you feel about yourself. You aren't stupid. You aren't lazy. You aren't fat. You aren't gross. You aren't dumb. You aren't ugly. You're none of those things. All those adjectives that are negative, throw them out the fucking window. Because they don't describe an accurate depiction of how God sees you. The true God. Not the fearful, do as I say, not as I do. Not the evil, vengeful God. The real God of love and compassion. And unconditional love. Not, I only love you when you're honoring me. The God that loves you in every fucking scenario. Because you are his creation. You are not just your body. You are not just your thoughts. You are not just your feelings. You are not just your emotions. You are not just your whatever the fuck you think you are. You are so much more. We are all so much more. There is living God, core, spark, divine energy in all of us. Everyone's a chosen one. Some people just choose not to believe that. Think about that. Everyone's a chosen one. Some people just choose not to believe that. And you have chosen to believe that you are a chosen one. And like a chosen one, you can choose how you see yourself. You don't have to maintain the narratives of the old you, of this person who was weak, this person who couldn't think for themselves, this person who was gullible. Whatever people have placed on you, you don't have to accept that. You see what I'm saying? So don't let these fucking negative people, these people who, and by no means am I saying go out and attack these people and start shit with them. Like, for all I know, these people are just so, like, sheeple matrix people. Like, I don't, not to name call, but like they're just so lost in the sauce of just like being in this matrix of like they don't even understand. They couldn't comprehend what I'm saying to them right now. This is not for someone who is not into spirituality. This is for someone who is not into psychological shadow work, Carl Jung, Freud, like all that type of, like all that shit excites me because all this shit is interconnected. The things that we experience from our childhood, if we do not heal and not move towards a healthier harmony within ourselves, it's going to reflect in our outer world. And you got some shit you got to shake out. And I see you doing it. The Five of Swords here with the Four of Cups and the Ace of Wands in reverse. You are really, really, really in your head about what has not worked out for you. And I need you to quit doing that. You need to quit doing that right now, because that right there is what is preventing you from actually getting to where you want to go in life. Is because you have this limited belief about you that's not true. It's not rooted in reality. It's rooted in people's fears, other people's fears. Someone's projected freedom at the bottom of the deck, and inspiration, and abundance, and love, and awareness, all the good shit. That's what you need to be letting reflect off of you and absorb into you. You know, you're the kind of person when someone says, "Ooh, I like this," and then you just kind of like brush it up like, "Oh, well, you know, that's not my best work." Just say thank you. You know? I'm like that too. "Oh, I like your channel." "Oh, thank you. I'm still growing it. I'm trying to, like, you know, it's not where I want." You know, just say thank you. And acknowledge that, like, you are where you're supposed to be. Love. Love is everywhere. Open your heart to feel it. I feel like, you know, like I said, in childhood, there could have been a lot of love, but the love could have felt conditional maybe, or maybe it was just, it was love, but it was like fear was somewhere in there, is what I'm feeling. Rebirth. I love this. Rebirth. Every end is a new beginning. It's time for, you've really been working on changing the narrative in your head. Like, I'm just here to reinforce what you already have started to do. You've already started this healing journey. Miracles are everywhere. Keep the faith. Exactly. Yes. That's what I'm saying. You are so miraculous. You got it going. You got it going on. You really do. Shit's gonna work out for you. Don't worry. Insight. Insight is the fruit of wisdom. Keep a learning attitude. Always stay learning. All right. So if you're interested in any, like, the psychological stuff, I would recommend Dr. Romney. She's really good about narcissistic childhood abuse. My crappy fairyhood. What's her name? God. She's really good too. Let me find her real quick, because I really want you to, like. Oh, and then the one guy. Gosh, there's so many people on YouTube that talk about trauma and childhood trauma that I just, like, I love watching their videos, because it really helps me process shit that I went through. And here he is. Patrick Tehan. What's her name? It's like My Crappy Fairyhood Godmother or something. It's two. My Crappy Fairy Godmother. What is it? Oh, Crappy Childhood Fairy. Okay, yeah, that's interesting title. She's a good one. She's a really good lady. And then Dr. Romney. She does a lot of narcissistic, covert, overt shit. Check those people out if you're really interested in, like, learning about, like, the psychology of, like, kind of what happens in childhood. Ooh, safety. I love this for an ending. Safety is the foundation of life. Cherish the calm moments. You are safe. Well, that's the most important thing. It's like, you are safe. Wherever you are safe right now. Even if you don't feel safe, I want you to tell yourself that you are safe, so you can calm your nervous system down. It'll allow you to think better, make better decisions, and it will allow you to really, like, explore a new way of thinking here. Because if you're thinking from survival mode, you're not making the highest decision for you. You're making the decision that is going to keep you safe, which is good. But if you are already safe, you're gonna make the decision that you think is gonna make you safe. If you already feel safe, you already have that in mind, so it won't be part of the solution. It's already part of anyway. You get what I'm saying? Gotcha. Okay, cool. thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you made it all the way through, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're interested, there will be a link to my bookings if you want to get a personal reading. So yeah, all that information will be in the description box below. Until next time, I love you guys. Drink water, be safe, and peace.